Sam, you're meant to be live now, mate. You're meant to be live now.
Oh shit!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lamon Gaming Show with special guest Michael Oxlong, Benjamin Dover, and Michael Hunt.
Hello everybody! Thank you so much for tuning in once again. It is the Lamon Gaming Show! We have a lot to cover today. There's 2K news, there's Ubisoft news, there's Rainbow Six Siege news, there's God of War news. It's probably not even news. But anyway, we've got a lot to do today. I'm looking forward to it. Hope everyone's doing well. All this and more after the drop. Let's have a good show! Okay, so the music search continues. Is that better? Let me know if that's better, if you can actually hear it properly. That's what I'm hoping. Okay, hopefully you can actually hear it better today. There's a lot of news actually that has dropped over the last 48 hours. I'm very excited to get straight into it, everybody. Firstly, I hope you're having a wonderful day. First things first, Ubisoft sucks. Ubisoft, yet again, sucks, everybody. Now, we've seen recently that they've had to do a lot of work in terms of coming back. Breakpoint was literally the breakpoint for Ubisoft. That was terribly monetized, hollow in nature. You know, the actual game itself was just so broken in so many ways of the identity and DNA that we all know and love, okay? But Breakpoint was the moment that they actually completely destroyed that. But we all thought, you know what, we'll give them a chance, okay? They've gone back to the drawing board. They've also pushed a lot of stuff back. They pushed Valhalla back. They pushed Watch Dogs back because of it, okay? They needed to go back to the drawing board badly and try and actually rebuild from the ground up. Now, it has emerged that the monetization, though, it looks like it isn't really changing in terms of what they're looking to do, in terms of Watch Dogs, everybody. Now, Watch Dogs, of course, is out on October 29th. A recent blog post explained the monetization. The first thing when we even get there, it is a full price game. It's a full price game. We've been seeing this time and time again in plenty of full price games where they expect you also to pay additional money all the time within full price games. No one's a fan of that, okay? Now there's going to be two currencies ultimately, okay? We're going to see ETO. ETO is an in-game currency, and there's also going to be WD currency. That's the premium currency, everybody. WD currency per 100 currencies of the WD is roughly $1 freedom dollar or so, okay? Now this is the problem with this, right? This is the quote. Cosmetics and operatives purchased in the premium store are paid for by using WD credits, which can be bought with real life money at the exchange rate of about 100 WD credits for $1. Or your regional equivalent. Available WD credits bundles offer discounts and will reduce the price per credit. Purchase operatives will feature unique personalities, outfits, masks, and cosmetics to amp up your flair. Their gameplay abilities, traits, and weapons can be found on other Londoners and around the city, and they do not offer any gameplay advantages compared to with operatives recruited in the game. This is what I call bullshit, okay? Now, if you are trying to monetize your game and send people to your store, what's the thing that you're going to do? You're going to make sure that it is going to be a pain in the butt to either find those operatives or exist in that world without going into those e-stores and getting those things that they're trying to monetize, okay? This is the problem with this. I mean, we thought that they were going to go back to the drawing board and not do this kind of stuff. Now, this is what, you know, when you are creating a game where it's all about the operatives, it's all about the actual people that are playing within the world that you can kind of grab and create, that you can grab and, you know, use inside the world. The entire mechanics of this game is all built around jumping into the world, getting new recruits, and having fun with those recruits. That's like the core idea of a lot of what Watch Dogs is. If you're going to mess with that and now make people have to start going to this store and paying for those particular operatives, man, that's going to piss people off. It's going to piss a lot of people off. It's showing to me that they haven't really changed their core idea of what they want to be doing and what they want to be putting out to actual people out there. You know, the entire idea when they push things back in terms of Watch Dogs and Valhalla was to go back to the drawing board and make people feel like, okay, cool, they want to go back now. They know they've messed up. They know they've messed up with Breakpoint. Hopefully they're going to go back now and actually give us something that's going to be a lot more in line with their original ethos. Good games, priced correctly, and not just shabby bullshit all the time. You know, when it comes to a game like Watch Dogs, it has a huge fan base. They know that a lot of people are going to line up for this. This is going to sell extremely well. They want to try and monetize this as best as possible. But instead of just, it's a full price game, just give it in terms of, just let us have the full price game experience and that's it. They want to go back and do all this again. This is the thing, Ghost of Tsushima recently came out too. That was fantastic. That was a beautifully complete game in what they actually gave us. And still, okay, Sucker Punch did not charge us for that DLC. They could have done that. That's just that's just one particular situation where we've seen one of the most pro-consumer companies with what they've done recently with Ghost of Tsushima, okay? And they don't even need to make it up to us. This is the thing. There's no need to make it up to us at the moment. Where with Ubisoft, there's definitely a trend and a vibe and a feel like they desperately do need to actually make it up to us. It's been years now of this amalgamated, samey type of game that they make over and over again. It's almost like they rather just make sure it's monetized in the way that the best way it can be monetized, more than if it's actually going to be a fun experience that is unique to the DNA of that actual particular game. This is the problem, everybody. You know, and look, they've had, as I said, they've had to go from the ground up. Internally, there's been sexual misconduct. There's been a lot of, you know, the ethos within the brand had to completely change. And on top of that, that creative director that all ideas had to go to before anything could be made, that's completely changed. So I think we are going to see in the future, hopefully a drastically different way in which they actually put out their games. But Watch Dogs was the first time that we were going to see the first big launch since they've promised change, since they've promised that they were going to be doing things drastically different. There's also about 2,000 plus clothing items, weapon skins, and vehicle paints that are going to be available in this game. Who knows what kind of, I mean, look, this is the thing, we don't know exactly how much these operatives are going to cost, but for them to put this blog post out and try and be transparent about it, it's not going to work, you know. It's just, for me, it shows that they haven't really changed. We are seeing the same old Ubisoft. They're really putting monetization in single-player experiences ahead of what the actual consumers are talking about and protesting about. You know, they're really trying to tell you as much as possible that we don't want this kind of stuff, okay? Now, I'm going to play this game, though. Look, don't get me wrong. I'm excited to experience what it is. I've played 4 hours of this game already. And it comes out on October 29th, so I will be checking that out, everybody. Which is pretty damn fetch, I guess? Not really. It's kind of put a very bad taste in my mouth, to be honest, but still, I will experience this to see what it is like. Speaking of other news, everybody, okay? 2K being 2K yet again, everybody. 2K adds unskippable ads despite being a full-priced game. Players are seeing ads for Oculus Quest 2 in game and they can't be skipped. Here's the thing, it's not just Oculus Quest 2, it's PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. How it's working is when the game is loading, okay, they will give you this big ass screen that starts showing you an ad. It could be an Oculus Quest 2 ad, it could be all sorts of ads. This has actually been brought to you by Survivor. Actually, I'm going to show you that now so you can actually see what the ad looks like. Thank you very much, Survivor. Let's check this out. So, you're loading the game, cool, and then, ta-da, starts giving you this. Let's actually play the...
Push the button.
Time has come to galvanize.
Hell yeah! Woo! Love 2K! Isn't 2K great? Yeah! 2K sucks. Okay? 2K sucks, everybody. Now, this doesn't come as a shock to us, let's be real. Now, they're only 15 seconds at the moment, and they're only in current gen. This is 2K NBA 2K21. Now, 2K sucked for quite some time, we know this, in terms of the way they monetize their games. 2K19, 2K20, you name it, you know. NBA 2K19 and 20. They've been evil for a long time. 2K and EA don't rhyme for only one reason. They also work for Dr. Evil, everybody. This is just, you know, the next level. Now, we already saw this, of course, with UFC 4 and UFC 3. You know, well, it's really UFC 4, but I believe we saw it a little bit, a snippet in UFC 3 for EA too. Trying to put in-game ads, there was a huge backlash and they actually ended up taking it out. For good reason. People don't want to feel like they've already paid full price. Yet again, this is the full price train. They've paid full price for a game, and yet again, they're putting 15 seconds ads. Now, it's not clear if it's going to be next gen, but let's be real. It's going to be next gen also. It's 2K, right? Now, some of these games now are $129 for the super deluxe, super duper edition. Next gen, Australian pricing is going to be like $190. It's going to be absolutely obscene. But we are seeing this. This is now at the moment 15 seconds, but God knows if it's going to become 30 seconds, right? I'm sure we're going to be seeing in the future next gen, you know, if there isn't enough of a backlash, they go down the 30-second route, you know. And this is another thing, right? Isn't next gen going to be all about the fast loading times? What happens with that? Like, legit though, what happens with that? If there's a 15-second ad, but my game has already loaded, does that mean now that I still have to wait 15 seconds if the game's already loaded in 3? Legitimately though. I see that happening a lot, you know. This is them trying to push the bounds again. This is what they're trying to do. I just hope this doesn't actually stick. I hope this doesn't stay in terms of, you know, this is moderately successful for them, then other shitty, shady companies like EA try and do this stuff in their games yet again after UFC 4 wasn't ultimately a huge success for them. But, you know, we'll have to see. Now, I just hope there's enough of a backlash of this also gets taken out. But this is the thing. They prey on the casuals, okay? They prey on the casuals, because I ain't no casual, okay? I'm a hardcore gamer, and you guys know that, okay? But this is what they do. They put them into games where they don't think the backlash is going to be huge. And then, of course, it affects the, you know, the experience for those gamers, but then it leaks into hardcore gaming if it can. We saw that with Ultimate Team with EA. Then they tried to put it into Star Wars Battlefront 2, but hopefully, luckily, there was enough of a backlash with that it didn't really go ahead for them. And they had to, you know, dramatically change what they did. And that's after they said single player was dead. And then they brought out Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which was fantastic. But, evil. Very evil. Speaking of news, that is definitely news, everybody, okay? Sakurai. Now, I'm a Smash fan. I want to throw this in for you guys today. Who knows if it has actually any merit whatsoever. But he put a little photo up showing about, you know, a little move in Smash, right? Well, that looks pretty cool, right? You do see this, I think it's, I'm not sure exactly what particular item you're picking up there, but it looks extremely similar to something else someone's picked up. Oh my God, are we seeing Crash Bandicoot as the next DLC character? Holy crap. It does look pretty, you know, pretty similar there. I'm actually surprised someone's able to pick that up. But this is for all you Smash fans out there that don't actually want news for Smash, but are hoping for some leaks. This is now doing the rounds. It seems like this potentially has some sort of legs, but we don't actually know, of course. Speaking of that, everybody, Destiny 2 PS5 and Xbox Series X upgrades will be in December 20. Now, Destiny 2, of course, has been on a bumpy road, of course. It came out in, you know, I think it was 2017. Not a lot of people loved it. Had to go on its own little journey. Then it actually separated from Activision. Since then, it's gone free to play for a lot of the actual content that you do get. And this is the cool thing, right? Next gen is not only just going to be next gen, it's also going to be upgrading what you're actually getting. So next gen drops on November 10th for Xbox and November 12th for PS5. But the actual next gen with the actual upgraded graphics are going to be dropping on the 8th of December this year. What do you get for it? 4K PS5 and Xbox Series X, 1080p though for Xbox Series X. You only get 1080p for Xbox Series S. I thought it would be at least 2K. We've spoken enough about 2K today, okay? No more 2K. 60 FPS field and a field of view slider. And the important things is they've stressed this multiple times. It will be free. This is for all the Destiny fans out there. It will be free. Okay, so the upgrade will be free. But it's great to see that they're not only looking to upgrade it, but it's going to be free. We are seeing, of course, 2K and stuff, other games, yet again with the 2K, that are, looking to monetize that. The upgraded version, they're not looking to give it away for free. They want to make you actually pay for it, baby. Pay for it a lot. What else to expect in here? Look, I mean, this is the thing, right? It's had a strong community, and it's going to, I believe, survive very, very healthily in the future. But this does give it a slight bump. I would say this gives it a slight bump. Because, when I hear that there's next-gen graphics going to be on the console, I haven't played Destiny now in some time, but I might jump on now and check it out again. Because I was light level 40, which is very high, of course, guys. It's like golf. The lower it is, the better it is. Am I right, guys? Am I right? Probably not. In other news, okay, AOC, everybody. Some political news for you today. AOC, everyone, is now, Alessandra Ocasio-Cortez is now playing Among Us on Twitch, everybody. Now, she has one of the fastest growing channels I've ever seen, okay? 218,000 followers. That's crazy. That's in about 48, maybe even less, 48 hours, maybe 24. No, it's about 48 hours. She's completely blown up, and I think she's doing it in the name of getting people out to vote. Okay, interesting way to get people to vote, but that's what it's all about. So if you are an AOC fan, or if you're not an AOC fan, regardless, she has now got her own Twitch channel. She's going to be streaming some Among Us, which is kind of strange, but I did see this in the Twitter feed, so I thought it was worth mentioning today. In other news, everybody, looks like Rainbow Six Siege is coming to Game Pass, which is actually fantastic. Now, it's coming to Game Pass on the 22nd of October. This is just more and more games that are coming to Game Pass. We saw EA's roster. Bethesda, of course, is going to be part of it now because Xbox owns or Microsoft owns them. They're going strength to strength, and to have now Rainbow Six Siege on there also, which is fantastic. The interesting thing though is it's also coming to cloud. This is a genuine, interesting moment where we see such a time-sensitive game, highly competitive on cloud. I don't even know if you're going to be actually fully able to compete. This is the thing. You need such quick response time in Siege, and I suck at Siege. I'm terrible at Siege. I've tried many times. I just cannot play it. Ralph and I actually used to play in 2015 when it was kind of coming out. We loved it. I haven't gone back since because my kill-to-death ratio is not great, everybody. But that's great to see, actually. As I said, I just think it's a domino effect. We're seeing more and more games coming onto Game Pass, I should say. And it's only going strength to strength. As I've said before, this is going to be the future, I think, of gaming. More stuff on cloud, subscription services. It's not going to be so much about the console wars. It's really about, if I'm paying $10 a month, what am I getting for it? What kind of IP do you have on your particular Game Pass platform and PS Now and all that kind of business? And of course, Amazon's also recently jumped into it with Luna. They want to also compete. So in that regard, I think we are going to see this space get bigger and bigger. Speaking of other things that are pretty fetch, it's time to dust off the old needler. Fully optimized for Series X and S. 120 FPS in campaign and multiplayer. Split screen improvements and up to 4K on Series X available for free to existing owners with Xbox Game Pass on November 17th. This is another game that has gone strength to strength. Now, when it actually released, it was a complete meme, okay? That only had the 4 original Halos on it. Then they actually added ODST and Reach. Pardon me. And it's gone strength to strength recently. I think yesterday or the day before, they announced that Halo 5 was not coming to good old Master Chief Collection, which is a real shame because I absolutely loved Halo 5. I think the general consensus is that it was the best one out of all of them. But it is great to see that. I might even jump on this again. I haven't actually jumped on this for a long time. But look, they have their own things to do right now in terms of 343. It's great that they're actually also doing this, but they really need to focus on Halo Infinite at the moment. God, that looks like, I mean, that's becoming a bit more of a meme as the days go by. But for all you Halo Master Chief Collection fans, that's something that you can get now. Speaking of other news, let me just get it up. Okay, this is. I don't think this is news. Okay, I don't think this is news, but I've put it in anyway. God of War Ragnarok PS5 listed release date February 5, 2021. Good old Corey Barrog said, Ragnar what? Never heard of it. Now, this is the thing. I think this is probably bullshit, but I thought I'd throw it in too. If it was to come out in February 5, that would mark about 2 years of development. There's a potential possibility, but I don't really think so. But if it does come out, that would be absolutely fantastic. Now, a lot of people have said in the comment section, maybe it's just going to be like Miles Morales, a lot of reused assets, a bit more of a chunky DLC. Well, not a chunky DLC, of course. Miles Morales is standing alone as its own game, but it's kind of just a smaller continuation. But I would be very excited to see that come out so early. But I think we would have seen actually some trailers and stuff like that if that was really happening. Well, look, the only thing we've actually seen is the title little 15-second clip of them showing this, which actually, I'm very excited for it. We went to Norway back in 2018 when the game was originally released. We had a great time there, everybody. So I'm excited to see what that actually is. In other news, there's a new Mandalorian trailer. Oh wait, let's turn that down. Jesus Christ. There is a new Mandalorian trailer. Okay, October 30th. If you are excited for Mandalorian, jump in there. I thought they did a fantastic little what's the word? It was fantastic. That's where I'm going with that, okay? It was fantastic, okay? Now, we've had disappointment upon disappointment with recent Star Warses, right? But this has actually been a fantastic addition to the Star Wars canon. It's coming out October 30th. Now, as we mentioned earlier, also there's more and more push now to streaming. Disney Plus. Disney's wanting to double down on that because that's, I think, the future. Their shares went up 6% when they recently announced that they were going to be pushing a lot into the streaming area more than the theatrical area. We are going to see movies still come out, of course, in the future in terms of theaters, but we are going to see more and more stuff on Disney Plus in streaming services, and The Mandalorian is only helping that little venture, in my opinion. Speaking of other stuff, nice. Call of Duty Cold War beta already has some cheaters. It's a real shame too, because I actually thoroughly enjoyed this over the opening weekend. As you guys know, it actually, a lot of you would know, they extended the beta because it was having so many technical issues within Xbox. So they extended the actual beta, but I thought it was actually fantastic from what I've played. I'm looking forward to it actually coming out. I thought last year's Call of Duty with their campaign and their actual multiplayer, I enjoyed it. I used to think, of course, COD was just waning for me. It wasn't really for me, and I think a lot of hardcore gamers or just gamers in general are very much off the idea of, jumping onto Call of Duty. They feel like it was cool in 2009 and whatever, but they've moved on. I think Call of Duty is working hard to stay relevant. They've done Warzone, Battle Royale. In terms of they've continuously tried to stay relevant and continuously tried to make sure that their game is as best as it possibly can be. So look, I'm certainly going to jump on this when this does come out, but the cheaters have already hit, and some people on PlayStation are already turning off crossplay because they were having this issue, which is a real shame. But look, I mean, PUBG is a perfect example of a game that can be dramatically affected by cheaters. People just don't want to tune in. They don't want to jump on. They don't know if that headshot that they just got, that they were just hit with, was because they deserved it or someone was cheating. you know. And look, I don't think Call of Duty is going to be one of those games that's dramatically affected by cheating, in terms of it's not going to like lose a gigantic player base, but it hurts, you know. It's never a good stigma to have attached to your game when you feel like people are just flooding in and cheating. Of course, we've had cheating in a lot of FPS games, and I'm sure, and COD is no exception. But again, it's not good to know. And I think it's already over. I think now, as of 3 a.m. today, that the Call of Duty beta is over. But I did thoroughly enjoy it, everybody. In other news, guys, StarCraft update, October 15th, 2020. Came out a few days ago. Now, the long and the short of this, guys, is StarCraft came out, of course, in July 10th, 2020. I had a good time. I played it over the couple of years. I wasn't a hardcore StarCraft person, but a lot of people loved it, right? They've now announced that they are going to be ceasing all purchasable content. There we go. We finally got there. Purchasable content. I wanted to try it again. Within StarCraft 2, they are going to be continuing to do, they're going to be continuing to do balance updates and stuff like that, bug fixes and all this kind of business. But in terms of it actually going ahead, in terms of content that you can look forward to, it's no longer happening. End of an era. End of an era. They're doing this because they now want to start working on other content. They want to start working on other content, but off the back of that, we actually, Jason Schreier actually tweeted this. Frost Giant Studios, real-time strategy returned. We're launching a new game studio to build the next great RTS. A lot of the people that are part of this actual studio are a lot of Blizzard vets. They want to jump into the back into the RTS space and make the latest and greatest RTS. Best of luck to them. I'm sure I'll check it out. But I feel like RTS, I don't know. I'm not that into it anymore. I'm sure a lot of people are too. But straight off the back of the StarCraft news, it seemingly happens that Frost Giant Studios has also just announced that they're coming into the game. That they're coming in, people. They're getting all the world expertise from Blizzard. So who knows what that actually looks like. I haven't actually done any super chats today. God, I haven't done any super chats, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Okay, Juicy Boy Reviews. You're my favorite e-girl, Show Bob. Thank you so much for your £5. I appreciate that. Good to see you again. Thank you so much, my friend, for 10 Paladin dollars. I don't know what that is, but thank you very much for the 10 Paladin dollars. Big fan, Oklahoma, USA, digging the show. Thank you so much, Billy. Thank you so much. We're trying to get it into the half-an-hour slot again. See, that's why we're trying to get it all in, everybody. What else have we missed here? Hey, man, just wanted to give you and your brother a huge thanks for introducing me to the perfect game for me and my wife. Thanks to me. Temtem. It's the perfect game for me and my wife, especially with our newborn needing instant attention. I thought Temtem was a fantastic game, okay? Pokemon needed a competitor. Apart from Digimon, they needed a competitor. Okay. Again, thank you all so much for the super chats. I appreciate that. Now, quickly, Assassin's Creed Valhalla has gone gold! Woo! Very exciting. Okay, a lot of... that was close. That was very close. But that was quite the ninja catch. Whoosh. I got it, guys. Don't worry. Valhalla's gone gold. Excited for this game. As I said, we've also I played about 4 or 5 hours of this game several months ago now. Now, some of the journos have now jumped on recently and done their own impressions, being able to play this game. It's coming out November 10th. It's looking in good shape from what I've seen, from what I played. I think a lot of the journos, I think there's some mixed ideas of this. Having said that, I've seen the general reception be that it's in good shape. I don't know exactly what the monetization of this is, actually. I haven't delved into that. But if it's anything like Watch Dogs, we're going to have a great old time with Assassin's Creed, guys. But look, I mean, as I said before, I think it's just time for Ubisoft to really, if they're going to say they're rethinking things, if they're going to go back to the drawing board and push all these games back, then at least, please, for the love of God, try and stand up to what you've actually said. Try and keep your word. The monetization within Watch Dogs, if it is going to be you're able to buy recruits, as I said before, I mean, it's fundamentally part of the mechanics, part of the DNA of that game. And I know you may be able to go out and find those recruits outside in the world. But, you know, they want you to spend money. So we've seen this time and time again with other games. If they want you to spend money, they're going to make sure that it's difficult to either find those recruits, or it's a pain in the butt in some capacity, or it's so much easier just to go to the e-store and buy them for, you know, $14 or some garbage like that. But guys, I hope you've had a great time. Oh, actually, is there any news? I think that's it. Let me see. That is it. That is it, everybody. Okay, thank you all so much for joining me today on YouTube and Facebook. We dual stream today. Hope you feel informed in the gaming industry. I certainly feel like I've informed you guys. I'll be playing some games on Facebook now, everybody. A quick drop. Again, all the people that have watched, thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying this. I hope you're enjoying the journey. We're trying to figure out exactly what this show looks like. But before I go, I've got one to Dakota Lang Church 5, Freedom Doors. Glad you're still in the YouTube game. Thank you so much. I'm having a good old time. I'll see you guys probably Friday with all the news that's happened over the last 24 or 48 hours. Until next time, guys, I'll be on Facebook to play some games. Until next time, guys, thank you so much. Love you, appreciate you. And I will see you next time. Lamon out!